flaky. Hello, welcome to part two. Didn't even notice it was at the 38 minutes. Anyway, welcome to part two. I was in the middle of talking, so I guess I'll just go ahead and continue. Um, and we have a lot of seriousness here, and not in the sense that you don't joke around and you're not playful and there's no fun being had, but to seriousness as opposed to not being flaky, not being serious as opposed to superficial. And there's a lot of seriousness going on here. Um, but yeah, very pleasant class, gaining recognition in the eyes of others. Recognition, obviously, being this kind of respect and for your work. And it is the Nine of Coins. So yeah, let's see our outside energy or external openings. No, uninvited energy slash external openings. The Wheel of Fortune reverse. This one is interesting, and this is one of the cards that I don't get very often in my when I do my own tarot. Um, Very interesting reversed. I forget what the element is. I think in the Crow Tarot, the element might be fire. But here, this doesn't look like a lot of fire here. And you got the trees, so I'm wondering if it's maybe a coin, pentacle slash coin element. But anyway, you have this dragon here, and it's the Wheel of the Zodiac. It might be hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell when I just look at the card. It might be blurry. My phone, when I used to hold up sometimes I'll hold this up and it'll still focus on me, and sometimes I'll hold it up and it won't focus on the card. Autofocus kind of situation. Maybe I should look into the settings. But anyway, this is the Wheel of the Zodiac. So all 12 of the zodiac signs are here. This dragon is turning. I don't know. The wheel is turning. The dragon is turning. The dragon is turning the wheel. I don't know. And then you have this resting on top of a compass. So you kind of have this compass on the x-axis and this zodiac wheel on the y-axis. It's reversed. The definition of this card is like a cosmic energies and ley lines. Ley lines being like you know how we have like latitude and longitude, and we can measure those coordinates and we get like a specific location. Well, ley lines don't give you a specific location, but they kind of function as what the latitude and longitude look like. They're not lines you can see. So now that I'm wondering, this might be with the Death card, our heart energy. This kind of beneath the surface type situation. But these ley lines spelled Ley, like gray. Can you spell gray like Grey? You can also spell it Gray. But it, which is I think is a compass in this reverse Wheel of Fortune card. But they're I don't know much about it. They're just kind of like special lines, and it's like all over the globe, and it might be this compartmentalization. Now I think about it, I can see how this week's tarot, this reversed Wheel of Fortune can kind of be this compartmentalization versus holistic situation. The Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana deck card, so whatever this kind of holistic kind of thing that we have here, which is very strong and serious, But when you're serious about things, you kind of like, um, I don't want to say contrary to this, but sometimes what happens is when you're very serious, you take um, uh, uh, your time of like a lightheartedness um, seriously. It's very meaningful to you, and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm thinking maybe this external openings or uninvited energy might be some sort of communication, might be some sort of sign that whatever it is we got growing on in our crow body, we're going to see uh, uh, vindicated, validated with this reversed Wheel of Fortune card, which is again external openings or uninvited energy. Sometimes I like this card can mean something negative, but sometimes I think this is kind of something like uh, kind of like in a religious sense where you don't really have to invite, like you can pray and invite that way, but sometimes you don't have to do that, and things happen and stuff like that. um, so that's how I look at this. Was this a seventh card? Yeah, 6 7. So anyway, something to do with ley lines, which are like dragon ley lines, which are, I guess, just like energies, cosmic energies, and reversed. I don't know. Let me see what the definition reversed. Exaggerated expectations, which this is the Dragon Tarot. I keep quoting my family a lot. It might be this. It might be this heart energy. Well, I know I do y'all's tarot, but I think maybe I'm also included. But anyway, this exaggerated expectations. I think obviously on the one hand, you need to manage your expectations. I think this is quite similar to the Fool card in the Crow Tarot. The reversed Fool card is uh, uh, exaggerated expectations. Don't expect the universe to have your back when you're just out there doing crazy stuff. It doesn't make any sense. The Fool card upright is very nurturing. The universe, you're starting a journey, and the universe has your back. Um, it could be something like that. This could be some sort of indicator. I would say, as far as exaggerated expectations in that sense, I would say it would get us to Banjo's card with this reversed page of coins. I would say, yeah, exaggerated expectations page of coins. But this kind of a dragon mentality, Banjo, this kind of dragon mentality and this expect great, get great, a type of situation when you look at others, maybe, because I think this has a lot to do with teamwork and what is this, working together towards a common goal. And when you look at others and you can see their best potential, I think is really great and really positive. And maybe challenging and stuff, but I would say those would not be exaggerated expectations, maybe exaggerated just to be kind of funny, um, as opposed to maybe this page of coins where maybe you might look at somebody and see their worst kind of potential, and kind of stifle them and compartmentalize them and restrict them and their ability, and maybe also their contributions to their community and society or whatever. Um, so I would like to look at this. Reversed is exaggerated expectations. Upright is abundance, faith, and opportunity. This Wheel of Fortune, which makes sense considering it's the zodiac wheel and this kind of ley line compass lines. It's just as lines of force running through the earth. dragon or ley lines. Ley lines is one word, I guess. Magnetic and other cosmic lines. So it makes sense. It encompasses a magnet. I should remember that. Okay, but the dragon's name is Ouroboros. Oh, the tail in his mouth. Okay. The creative force in the universe is self-sustaining. I didn't realize that. The tail's in its mouth. Oh, reverse. Yeah, so this is very great and very positive. Really great spread. Except, of course, for Tarot Card Puppy's Benjo's card. Okay, let's look at our future outcome. 9 of Cups. This is great. This is Life is a Celebration. And I think this is a really positive, especially considering our grounding energy. And especially with the pages, I really like to think about this concept of the pages I talk about. They're allowed to make mistakes, they're allowed to fail, they're allowed to do all of this stuff for some reason and not face any of the consequences and responsibility to those mistakes and failures, and they're not in a place to do so. I know when you're growing up and you are allowed to, of course you're going to make mistakes, and of course you're going to fail, and that's how you gain experience. But these pages aren't like that, and for some reason they're allowed to have that leniency and that leeway. And not only do they not face any sort of consequences or repercussions to their mistakes and failures, they put that on others. So somebody else has to face the consequences to this page's failure and mistakes, and very manipulative. I see these pages, very self-serving. An important but worthwhile sacrifice. The head of our crow is alien to this page, all the pages, but today we have the Page of Coins. So I really like to think of this, we see here Life is a Celebration. We might see a page which gets the celebration of failing and making mistakes, and maybe even purposely so, and being quite manipulative with others is, I think, in my opinion, doesn't have the ability to celebrate life. I think those are two conflicting truths that can't really coexist. So here we have our grounding energy. We have this really, really positive crow, and so it really makes sense that we get in the future an outcome is this very pleasant 9 of Cups. Life is a celebration, and I think it really goes well with our heart energy being the Death card and stuff like that. And so we may see the pages out and about with the finer things in life, and somebody else having to bear the weight of the consequences and responsibility to their failures, right? But the upside is they don't have the ability to have this enjoyment of life factor that's meaningful and of value and impactful. They could pretend it, but they don't actually receive it. So that's how I like to think about it. But with that being said, we do have some of these cards reversed. And I would say, considering this Death card, I would say that this reverse is just really kind of focusing on below the surface. A lot of I guess maybe adversity, and maybe a little bit more challenging than if these cards were upright. But it could also be a sign of strength, that we have. Oh yes, our Nine of Cups is reversed. We're going to enjoy it that much more because we've had all of these cards upright and reversed. And also a theme is this kind of balance, right? Um, we have the water going upright and the exact opposite, the fire going reversed. Yeah, this kind of holistic kind of a situation going on. So that's a very, very positive. We have a very, very positive reading. Um, I'm going to do the drawing off camera because my mom and Tracy go to the grocery store and I put away the groceries. That's my job. That's what we do. That's my responsibility. So I think they might be arriving at the house at sometime soon. And if I'm not there right away to put away the groceries, then Tracy puts away the groceries. And it's not fair. So anyway, I'm going to do the drawing off camera. But yeah, that's this week's tarot card reading. Sans drawing. I guess we didn't see Gypsy. I'll go see what she's doing. I'll take her with me 1 second. What are you doing, Gypsy? Tarot card Papa Gypsy. She's sitting in the queen's chair. Who's this good puppy? Who's this good puppy? Tarot card Papa Gypsy. Okay, well that's this week's tarot card reading. Feel free to say what you want to say. Feel free to not have any input into the conversation. That's fine. And as usual, I look forward to next week's tarot card reading.